Hello children, I'm Shane and interpreting with me is Shailaja. Let's start this session with interesting facts. When wet clothes dry, you will notice the water in the clothes disappears. Where does the water go? Can you guess? Today, we'll learn about that. Before that, let's revise the previous topic. Recapitulation. The specific heat of a substance is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of the unit mass of the substance by 1 unit. The amount of heat energy absorbed or lost by a body is determined by 3 factors: mass of the body, change in temperature of the body, and nature of the material of the body. The SI unit of specific heat capacity is Joule kg inverse Kelvin inverse. Among all the substances, water has the highest specific heat capacity. SI unit of heat capacity is Joule per Kelvin. Learning outcomes. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe the concept of change of state. Define specific latent heat of fusion. Define specific latent heat of vaporization. Idea of evaporation and factors on which it depends. Humidity. Fog and dew. Keywords: evaporation, humidity, dew, fog, boiling, concept map. Change of state. The process of changing a substance from one physical state to another at a definite temperature is known as a change of state. For example, water molecules are in a liquid state at normal temperature. When water is heated to 100 degrees Celsius, it becomes steam, which is a gaseous state of matter. On reducing the temperature of the steam, it becomes water again. If we reduce the temperature further to 0 degrees Celsius, it becomes ice, which is a solid state of water. Ice, on heating, becomes water again. Thus, water changes its state when there is a temperature change. There are different processes in the change of state in matter. Melting to freezing. The process in which a solid is converted to a liquid by absorbing heat is called melting or fusion. The temperature at which a solid changes its state to liquid is called melting point. The reverse of melting is freezing. The process in which a liquid is converted to a solid by releasing heat is called freezing. The temperature at which a liquid changes its state to solid is called the freezing point. In case of water, melting and freezing occur at 0 degrees Celsius. Boiling to condensation. The process in which a liquid is converted to vapor by absorbing heat is called boiling or vaporization. The temperature at which a liquid changes its state to gas is called boiling point. The process in which vapor is converted to liquid by releasing heat is called condensation. The temperature at which vapor changes its state to liquid is called condensation point. The boiling point as well as the condensation point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Sublimation. Some solids like dry ice, iodine, frozen carbon dioxide and naphthalene balls change directly from solid state to gaseous state without becoming liquid. The process in which a solid is converted to a gaseous state is called sublimation. Latent heat. The word latent means hidden. So, latent heat means hidden heat or hidden energy. Take some crushed ice cubes in a beaker and note down the temperature using thermometer. It will be 0 degrees Celsius. Now, heat the ice in the beaker. You can observe that ice is melting to form water. Record the temperature at regular intervals and it will remain at 0 degrees Celsius until the whole ice is converted to liquid. Now, heat the beaker again and record the temperature. You can notice that the temperature will rise up to 100 degrees Celsius and it will retain the same even after continuous heating until the whole mass of water in the beaker is vaporized. In the above activity, the temperature is constant at 0 degrees Celsius until the entire ice is converted into liquid and again constant at 100 degrees Celsius until all the ice is converted into vapor. Why? It is because when a substance changes from one state to another, a considerable amount of heat energy is absorbed or liberated. This energy is called latent heat. Thus, latent heat is the amount of heat energy absorbed or released by a substance during a change in its physical state without any change in its temperature. Heat energy is absorbed by the solid during melting, and an equal amount of heat energy is liberated by the liquid during freezing without any temperature change. It is called the latent heat of fusion. In the same manner, heat energy is absorbed by a liquid during vaporization, and an equal amount of heat energy is liberated by the vapor during condensation without any temperature changes. This is called the latent heat of vaporization. Specific latent heat. Latent heat, when expressed per unit mass of a substance, is called specific latent heat. It is denoted by the symbol L. If Q is the amount of heat energy absorbed or liberated by M, mass of a substance, during its change of phase at a constant temperature, then specific latent heat is given as L is equal to Q by M. Thus, specific latent heat is the amount of heat energy absorbed or liberated by the unit mass of a substance during a change of state without causing any temperature change. The SI unit of specific latent heat is joule per kg. Evaporation. The process of escaping of molecules from the surface of a liquid at any temperature is called evaporation. The rate of evaporation depends on the temperature, surface area, humidity, and wind speed. Humidity. Some vapor is always present in the air. This vapor may come from the evaporation of water from the surfaces of rivers, lakes, and ponds, and the drying of wet clothes, sweat, and so on. The presence of vapor molecules in the air is said to make the atmosphere humid. The amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity. Dew and fog. During winter nights, the atmospheric temperature goes down. The surfaces of window panes, flowers, grass, etc. become still colder. The air near them becomes saturated with vapor and condensation begins. The water droplets condensed on such surfaces are known as dew. If the temperature falls further, the whole atmosphere in that region contains a large amount of vapor. So, the water molecules present in the vapor condense on the dust particles in the air and form small droplets of water. These droplets keep floating in the air and form a thick mist which restricts visibility. This thick mist is called fog. Points to remember: the process of escaping molecules from the surface of a liquid at any temperature is called evaporation, and it is a cooling process. Condensation is a reverse process of evaporation. Boiling is a process in which the liquid phase changes to the gaseous phase at a constant temperature and constant pressure. The heat energy used to change the state of water from liquid to vapor is called latent heat of vaporization. The heat energy required to convert 1 gram of solid completely into liquid at a constant temperature is called latent heat of fusion.